Hey everybody, welcome to Driving Sheep with Jeff. On today's video I want to talk to you about two painting projects I did a while back and what the differences were. For starters, I painted a car in my garage which is attached to the house. I put lots of plastic up and I thought I could trap the fumes out of the house. I mean, I had it looking like the movie E.T. when they figured out that the alien was living in the house. And the fumes still went inside the house. So it's best to use a detached garage, or either don't do it at all or try to do it outside. The other thing is when your base coat can be deceiving because it's really easy to lay the base coat down and you can make corrections in between. When you go back with your clear coat, you can get leaves of paint that blows off of your masking landing in the paint. So you have to keep a pair of tweezers in your pocket or else you'll just make a mess of it. You won't be able to go back and get a piece of dry paint or clear coat that lands on it. The fumes from the clear coat they made it really difficult for me to see in the garage, and the lighting was not very good. The clear coat is also very messy. It's difficult to get off the garage floor even if it's wet. The air quality. I had my basic Harbor Freight air dryer attached to the air compressor and a filter, Harbor Freight filter on the air gun, and it didn't get all the moisture out, so I ended up having to sand out fish eyes. When I painted the car parts in the paint booth, it was much easier, far easier to see what I was doing. Lighting was great, no fumes, air quality was great, so I didn't have any kind of fish eyes in the finish. No bugs landed in it. It was a much better painting experience. So my advice to you on painting, if you know somebody that has a paint booth, try to do what you have to do to use the paint booth. Much easier, the quality will be much better. All right, let's see here. All right, well, this is my project here, and as much fun as it is, as I had, it was a lot of work, as you can imagine. This was my first time, so it's kind of fear of the unknown type deal. I was not sure where the paint would go. That's the big thing, I think, for me, was just figuring out where the paint was going to blow into. So I double masked and I masked. I wanted this thing to not have any overspray at all. I mean, I even masked off the engine with the leftover plastic that was on the hood. The whole engine compartment's masked off. I used foam rope on all the edges. You can see here, I took the door seal out because I wanted to make sure some paint would blow in there, because stupidly I tried to fix some screw holes for the light bar. This was a police car, and police cars have lots of door dings and scratches, lots of them. And not only that, they get vehicle impressions, and I did the best I could DA sanding with 400 grit sandpaper all the impressions off, because it goes like right down. I mean, the paint literally wraps around the decals on these cars because they're so brand new when they put the stickers on them. And had some little dings back here. I got it all nice and smooth. Had I took the taillights out, took the license plate light out. It didn't take the lock out, that's too much. Went over here, I'm gonna reseal this. Wasn't sure if paint was gonna go in here because of the gap. I don't know what kind of gap I had. So I just taped off everything I thought might get paint on it, just in case. Went over here, the gas cap, looked pretty worn out in there. If you just spray a little paint in there, a little clear in there. Got all of the wheel wells. I mean, you're talking about a whole day of masking. For somebody that does not know what they're doing, you're going to spend the whole entire day, morning till evening, taping this thing off. Here, I left this door open. I'm going to reseal it shut. I put tape back over this crack afterwards. But just to get paint to spray in here, use this rope material, and stuff should work. Put a little rope material in here and back here, and you can see it's all in the door jambs. Take this gasket down. I didn't want to take it all the way out because I didn't want it to rip or not be able to get it to go back in. Of course, I'm going to go over this thing with the Smart Wax and Grease Remover one more time, get it really, really clean. And the front, of course, it has brand new headlights, fenders all, everything's all nice and scuffed out, all the little rock chips. Ground those out, filled them with primer, put a little bit of filler putty in before I primed it up, nice and smooth. Wasn't going to take out the windshield washer nozzles. Those things break every time you try to remove them. Just taped them up. Up here on the roof, you can see this took a long time. Antenna holes. This thing had a bunch of antennas on the roof. Had to beat them down, fiberglass them out, bond them up. Trunk lid had decals on it, had the D8 way down. I mean, I took this, most of the clear coat on this car is off. Had chips all on the door handle, a big piece of paint missing. Sanded that way down. Skirts, I even put different skirts on it. Skirts used to be black, so I said, you know what, let me go ahead and get some gray ones so I wouldn't have to paint inside the door jambs. Figured it'd be a worthy investment. These bumpers, whoo, a lot of work. A lot of prep work trying to get these bumpers right. You know, $100 bumper, you gotta scratch off a lot of little excess, little plastic bits. It's almost better just to spend the extra $100 and get it shipped to your house painted, ready to go. Got new fog lights for it, new chrome grille, built-in spotlight holes all nice and smoothed in, filled out. Took the mirrors off, windshield wiper blades off. We're talking some serious work to get one of these things like this. I'm gonna when I close this trunk down, I'm gonna shut this trunk, I'm gonna reseal this up here. I don't think I need anything out of that trunk right now. I'm gonna retape around in here, just trying to get paint everywhere I can, or I think it might be necessary. Poke this stuff, oh man, I gotta reopen it, retuck that. Sometimes that stuff will get unstuck. Back taped in these holes here, and I just didn't want paint going everywhere, you know. And I just did not want the paint going in everywhere. All that's gonna be taped in. So, you know, I think it's gonna be pretty nice. It took a long time to get this thing prepped up. I took vacation to get this thing done. Next time won't be quite as hard, I don't think. I'm an amateur. You know, you got to go over, you got to make sure tape is on everything, like right there. I got to add a little tape. Got to really go over everything. And I think it's going to be all right. But I really like these cars. Should show you about these holes. This one here is a little bit newer model. These holes. Where the light bar and antenna go. Just aggravating. That one's got one in the back too. I'll take those out. But it looks pretty good. All right. Well, this is how it came out. It didn't come out too bad. It's got some little bubbles on it. Not too bad. This is my 2010 police Charger. And came out pretty good, even where I especially masked off in here so the paint would just go where I did the screw holes. I had to fix the holes that mounted the light bar to the roof. But it's not perfect. I'll have to color sand in a couple spots. The clear coat kind of lifted up. I had this thing clean. Have to wet sand that little bit right there, polish it out. But the roof, which was absolutely what I thought was going to come out the worst, actually came out probably the best. You can tell it had holes in it. A bunch of antenna holes. Fixed all those. And the fenders came out pretty good. Hood, pretty shiny. Laid on a lot of clear coat. Still had a lot left over. Put on 3 coats of this. 3 heavy coats. Closer to 4 actually. You know, but even in here, I mean, got no overspray whatsoever on this car. None. And over here, had to take those gaskets off. Seals, even the rubber. Just tuck the tape right in there. There's rubber in there. Didn't want to get paint in that. Didn't get any. Even covered the motor up on this thing. Look at that. I mean, there's just nothing. It came out pretty good. Got over here on the front. I tell you what though, I'll never do this in my garage again. Not ever. I'll take it to my friend's paint shop and use his booth. The hood cigar. There's no overspray. Everything good. This right here. All this stuff. Most of this is nothing to color sanding. Can't. I don't think it's gonna color sand. Yeah. Over here, sorry, my battery's dying. So I was talking and probably didn't even notice the battery died. But, not too bad. Look at this front bumper. I got it glossy. This thing's glossy, so I'll put this on this week. I got a chrome grill for it, new fog lights. It's got new headlights in it, new turn signals. You got even in the gas tank. I said, "No, I'm gonna get a little paint in there," because it was all crappy around there. So I kind of blended it in as best I could. You know, got this over here. I'm happy all my little primer areas right prime. You can't really seem to tell. It's just water. And these doors. And, it's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it. And there's no paint on the underside or anything. Nothing. And this is no, it just didn't take very well. I was going to sand like a little bottom skirt, probably as much as I should have. I'm pretty happy with it. It's got some bubbles, but you know, once it dries after about a week, go ahead and color sand it. Just let it really get nice and dry before I do anything to it. And all the little areas where when I pulled the tape off or it messed up. I think it's gonna be okay. Even in this trunk here, show you this trunk. I masked this like crazy. I don't want any paint going in there. Put that right here. Still a little tacky, I think. You know, use that nice adhesive rope that my friend gave me. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Good for an old police car. Yep, pretty decent. Just needs a little polish. That's it. I'll never do it in my garage. Yep. A little Harbor Freight canopy. Prepping this thing. I'm working on the panels. Got the panels ready for paint and everything. Go and get this thing down, get the front bumper off, hood off. It'll take long to get it back off again. I'm not gonna paint the whole car, it's too much work. I can just touch it up in spots. You know, rather spend the money on other stuff. So I chemically cleaned it. I need to finish scuffing it down. And I'm gonna prime it, do both sides of it. Get it right. Yep. I'll get this thing right. It'll be good. A bunch of stuff to do to it. Yep. Let's set this thing up here. See here. Got it all set up already. Hooked up good.
Put a can-in filter in it with the regular paper one in case the guy wants it. Battery. I'm painting on the gasket. Back seat here. It's like brand new. You can't get better with this. Got my wires coming out back here. And this setup is pretty cool. Here. That's all good here. Got my wires coming out right here in the rear view mirror for the dash lights. They're all set up nice. Mat's a little warm, but I replaced this carpet under here. Carpet's good. Yeah. Perfect. Got my police lights are right here. That's for the police lights. And these only come on when you turn the key on. That's constant power.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.